Hello and welcome. Right, I've made a major mistake with this recording. This is the catch up, but I'm going to have to change it for this one. Basically, I misunderstood a setting in OBS and I switched to only I could hear the sound of the microphone. So I'm showing you now that what we've done in this session is we have fertilized all of these fields. 65 we did with manure, the bottom half, the top half we did with slurry. 58 we started to slurry, but that had already been done and I realised that soon. 62 was already done by the previous farmer. 60 and 59. 59 was all slurry. 60 was a second stage of fertiliser. So then, apologies for this. What I'm going to do is time lapse this because it's so much work that's gone into it. We fed the animals. Everything's obviously growing, as you can see. Everything's fully fertilised. It will be weeding in the morning. 62 is already got weeds on it. We'll do it in the morning when everything is weeded. We're talking about rolling. There's only 65, and I made note at this point that the vegetables don't need rolling. So Giants have added that in, that only certain crops need rolling, which is a mod in FS22. So there's a lot of things they've included as not a mod anymore that they've actually brought into the base game, which is quite amazing. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to show you the rollers. So massive apologies. It's just so much work for me to. So I just thought it's easier just to give an explanation at the beginning, time lapse the session, because it's one of those key sessions. Yeah, we're just looking at the rollers and comparing the price. Now, there's no excuse for not having a roller, but they're only that little Dalbo is only 5.2 meters, very reasonable. But you'd need about 3 or 4 of them to make a difference. But when you look at the price of these, the Rexius, which I've got on a few, it's 46 grand normally at 12 meter. The Gutler Matador 6 meters. The Osdocken is 9.5, and the Gutler Avant, I think that's a front one. It looks like it cultivates, but then the prongs would be the wrong way. Oh no, they wouldn't. I'm wondering if that cultivates and rolls, in which case it's a real, not a bad. Which would explain why it's 80 horsepower for a 3 metre. So it could be. But I was just saying that of all of them, although the Osdocken is a lot dearer than the little Hydroflex, unless you're going to hit a team with like 4 Hydroflexes, the Dalbos, and then it's lots of wages, but you could afford them, but like I still think the Osdocken, although it's 4 times dearer but twice as big as the Dalbo's, probably got the jump on all of them, which is quite amazing. It was a bit of a mini mod review. I don't know why I suddenly did this, but yeah, it's true. So yeah, please bear with me on this. I'm not now. I know that this setting means I'm only listening to my voice and not recording it. I won't do it again. You know, you live in. I'm trying to improve things, and typically you always knock things back. Got that Butte as well. It's a monster though, 275 horsepower, but it is beautiful. Had that, or got that on Rizu Forest actually, and didn't use it. My bad. No, I don't. Not sure if. I think we're gonna use it this year. Yeah, so all things considered, although that's the most reasonable, I still give the Osdocken the better, because you'd get 2 of those for 25 grand, which is a lot more than the Hydroflexes, but your wages are going to be like 2, and it's going to be a 19 meter. That's a monster, even bigger than the Rexius. You need an army of those, even though it's good. If it was a 7, it would definitely be worth grabbing those. And the weeders, I was just saying on the same because I was looking at the Osdocken sort of sets. Now, the one thing I noticed, which I didn't notice at first, was the roticle is a medium hoe, small and medium. So actually, it's not bad. Although it's a bit small for my liking, it's still does that, whereas that's 36,000, but it's double the size, and it again is a hoe. I still think two of the rotor cools though are obviously only 24 grand versus 36 for the rotor cab. You just got double the wages. Yeah, I was just saying didn't realise the ironbark was a double 24 metre. We used that on a contract, and it finally dawned on me that it was an awful lot bigger than 12 metres. But yeah, it's a beautiful bit of kit. But again, it's only small weeds, as is the Elmers. We're just comparing the two big ones. Really, there's not a lot in it. But again, only first growth stage. So preemptive weeding would be good if you got them in the sales, if you preemptively weeded. Yeah, but I still think, all things considered, a couple of the rotocols would also do the mediums too. Although weeds are a bit weird at the minute, so I won't trust it. Yeah. But that Garank's very reasonable. But again, only first growth stage. Oh, I think. Yeah, small. Yeah, quite amazing. Yeah, so what else did we do? We fed the animals, mainly seeded. Well, you'll see it was mainly work on this session, but we popped down the shop, grabbed the few bits and bobs, the seeders, the planters, all that type of stuff. We didn't do any selling in this, nor buying. It was just us going through March to April, and then this is the month where we finished. So just got to keep my eye on the time. Yeah, we're just going through. We planted a small field of carrots, a bigger field of parsnips. The potatoes were already planted by another farmer. We did a big field of sunflowers, a big-ish field of beetroot, as I call them, or red beets. Was talking about in the future. I was also saying 55. What I started to do on Hoot and Pansai was, we're paying 4 times the amount, the size of the field. What I was done in Hoot and Pansai is I've said we've sold the forest to a forester, and we're just paying the same price. So basically we pay off some as if it's like a loan, or as if we've been paid by someone else, and we'll just pay for the field. I'm going to do that across the ball for maps like this, unless I was doing forestry, and then I'll pay the full price. So yeah, like 55, 61's again the same. I would say it's probably worth 185. There's 2 bits of forest, which again I'm not willing to pay. So but I'd like that field. I think that would round us off. 64, I think that's also another one with a shed load of forest, but it's a bit low. I'd like to keep everything sort of concentrated. Yeah, I was comparing those 2 fields, the actual fields themselves, as to the value of that. I was also talking about animal enclosure, the animals, which we're going to go on to in a couple of minutes. We're going to nearly fill my new enclosure, which is double the size of the old 51, and then we're going to need to buy one that's 150 grand, but it's also going to take up a lot of space. It is the XL, and I'd say it'd take most of 54 up, which I'm willing to do, but we're going to need to do that sooner rather than later, probably the end of this year, or we're going to lose all growth on the cows, and I don't want to do that. The dairy, we've got the super dairy by mistake, because I called it the test dairy, and that's the one I souped up. So because we bought the test dairy, we've now got the souped up one, but we didn't pay for it because at the time I did it, it was the same price as the normal. So I've not cheated. It's just that I've improved that mod. So we sort of did a bit of a crafty, but not on purpose. I'm trying to change the red platform and the yellow sort of golden thing and turn it back to silver. I was just playing with the colours to see what did what if I played around with the the colouring for this particular mod. I like the red chrome of the machines. I'm not keen on the red for the concrete, so I'm trying to change that back. I think I've done the yellow. I did it just after this session. Changed it to grey, so it should be silver. I think. It was hard for me to discover what did what with these sheds. Right, what am I talking about now? How long have we got? I've got 4 minutes left of this to dub. Oh, I was talking about the damage. Look at the damage on our fields. But we're not the worst. I just whisk over the map saying how some farmers, including us, have been quite badly hit by the damage circles. Yeah, this is where I'm talking about the cows. I'm sort of pointing out that we've got their 60% reproduction. They're 90. They're going to give birth to another 15, which is going to take us up to 75. Before the end of the year, those 60% ones are going to be like ready to drop as well. And then we're going to be 75, 85, 90. So 10 are filling the new enclosure. So we've already sort of almost burst out of this one and want another one. So yeah, hopefully by the end of the year somehow we'll figure that one out. I mean, the dairy should help because the milk's really good. That bit at the top's a blob of manure. Yeah, this is where I'm showing that obviously we'll get a little bit back if we sell, but the 150 grand, just look at the size of this monster when we put it on the field. But it's 250 cows. It'll give us a lot of, and we know we can't afford it, but yeah. So I think we'd have to flip that at the other end, and it might just fit in, and then it'll take most of that, and then we can move the cows from one to that one, but it's going to take half the field up. But yeah, that's my big master plan by the end of the year. I'm hoping massive expansion. You've not got any monstrous 400 or 500 enclosures yet. Yeah, I'm hoping Rawley Christie converts his, because I loved his 491. It was amazing. My cow barn. It's one of my favourites. And Brummy Farmer loved his as well. Yeah, so as we're just going through like what again. Well, no, I didn't say that the first time. Yeah, massive apologies for this mega. It's funny sometimes you try to make an improvement and you take one step back. Yeah, this is the souped up is now kicking in. We've got like 3.5 tons of bottled milk, 10, nearly 11 tons of butter. It's going to sell well. And we've got nearly 2 tons of buffalo mozzarella. There's one above and 705 litres in. So when that gets up to 2, that's worth 16 grand. So in total, I'll show you in a second. Yeah, I actually do show this. It's going to be worth nearly 40 grand, which for hard economy, it's not bad going. So this dairy is, I've called it the bionic dairy for obvious reasons. Yeah, it's about almost 40 grand. When that buffalo mozzarella's got 2 tons, it's going to be like, yeah, 16,000. I don't know why it says max of at 13. Oh, because it's doing what it's got now. Yeah. Yeah, the canola oil as well is starting. Obviously, sunflower oil, we've got very little. I think that was what was left. That's just why I wanted this year to make sure we did all of the businesses, and we've just about managed it. But I think some other fields are too small. So, right, and that's, I hope you enjoy the rest of the session. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And as always, as fellow shareholders on the farm, I always love to hear from you. And goodbye for now.